Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Well. Let me know if my audio is good. I'm using my mic, so if it's going in and out, I can't hear it. I can't see it. But I'm using the mic because I have my fan on, and I really need to be able to cancel out the noise. So y'all let me know. Let me see. Y'all let me know if the sound is better, if it's worse. Give me all the deets. Okay? We're talking about Monday Night Raw today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Let me see. Oh, you can hear? Very good. It was quite the showing. It's quite the showing. Would you like to partake? You wanna come in here with me? Talk about this. I'm echoing again. Oh, I hate it here. Okay, am I echoing now? Is it good? Is that better? It's better? Okay, great. Okay, primo. No echo now. Great, love that. Okay, so y'all, come on, we finna chit chat. We have to talk. You see, we got several storylines to cover here for Monday Night Raw. Now, one thing I will say is I'm glad that LA Knight is moving on to bigger and better things, depending on what his definition of bigger is. His idea is to go after that title, but he is still stuck in this wheelhouse and them trying to figure out what to do with him. However, Seth Rollins, he ain't really stuck in nothing. He pretty much is what he is. So let's start there. Okay? Now look, y'all can continue to say whatever you want to say. But the reality of this situation is this. Seth Rollins is very upset that he is not regarded in the same light as his predecessor, CM Punk, and of course, as the current regime revolves around Cody Rhodes and of course the OTC1, Roman Reigns. Okay, now I liken them to being four brothers. Okay, you got the oldest brother in CM Punk, who pretty much started all of this for all of them, and then you've got the two brothers in Seth and Roman, and you've got the fourth brother in Cody Rhodes. Okay, now all four of these men have their own thing going. They've got their money. They've got their status. They have their riling, their raucous fan bases, right? But all four of them are not equally yoked. Ain't it? This is where you miss the point. Okay? They're not all equally yoked. CM Punk's name has been chanted through the rafters for 10 years. That's not by mistake. That is by design. Okay? And it's not because CM Punk ordered it or because he wanted it to happen. It is simply because the fans desperately needed CM Punk and they wanted him. They loved his regular everyman style, but his sharp wit and that quick tongue is what got him to where he is. And of course, he's a decent wrestler. I can't say he's the best in the world, but he's a decent wrestler. What makes CM Punk fun is the way that he talks, the unwavering confidence in himself, and his bravado. That's what makes him great. When you move down the line and you're looking at everybody lined up side by side, you have to ask yourself, is Seth the redheaded stepchild? Is Seth the black sheep? Because there was something that happened today that proved yes. And I've been saying this for quite some time. But think about what we saw today on Monday Night Raw. We'll get to Seth Rollins' reaction to Cody Rhodes in a minute. But think about what happened. Seth is out there. They're chanting for everybody. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, the OTC. They don't do that to Cody. They don't do that to Roman Reigns. They don't do that to CM Punk. They only do that to Seth Rollins. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Now we're going to play a little Ring Around Rosie because this part of the show was quite in the middle and it was very, very meaty. It was quite meaty, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So we're going to just, partake in a little bit. Yes? Very good. Now, listen to me very carefully. Seth freaking Rollins is obsessing over beating Cody Rhodes. And you have to ask why. Why is he obsessing over beating Cody Rhodes? He was his shield at WrestleMania, right? He was the guy who ushered in the era and taken down the bloodline. He was a part of the regime. I told y'all a long time ago that there was a reason for doing that. You see, Seth isn't stupid. And he's not going to take on the bloodline by himself. He just wasn't going to do that. He had no backup. He had nobody to come in to go with him into battle. Furthermore, his likability is not that great. And nobody in WWE was going to follow him into the trenches the way that everybody followed Cody into the trenches. You understand? So it wouldn't have been smart for Seth to take on the bloodline. It'd be just like what happened with Kevin Owens taking on the bloodline. He got his ass kicked every step of the way. No matter what he tried to do, no matter how many times he fought, Kevin Owens got his ass kicked. And Seth was like, that's not going to be me. So he saw a train that was headed into the right direction, and he jumped on board, just like every other straggler does. When you're a vagabond, a wayward traveler, a drifter, you're going to attach yourself to whatever makes you happy in the moment. This wasn't about making friends. This wasn't about mending fences or settling bad blood. This was about survival. Seth knew that the longer Roman had control, the less time he would have to have control. So how do you thwart that? Well, who had the best chances, the best opportunity to take out Roman Reigns? Cody was so close the first time. And all it took was one enforcer to rip everything through his fingers. So Seth is sitting back watching. He goes, this is interesting. He was only a shield because he had to be. He wasn't a shield because he wanted to be. And the fact remains that Seth doesn't like Cody because Cody stole the one thing that he always wanted: the shine, the glory, the love, the admiration. He wanted everyone to admire him and love on him the way they do Cody, Roman, and CM Punk, but they don't do that, do they? All your sacrifices, everything you've done, they don't give you anything in return. And none of these men are clean. None of them. But I will tell you what none of them have done. None of them have hijacked other people's stories to maintain themselves on top, except for Seth. None of them have stolen titles from their own brothers to keep themselves on top, except for Seth. None of them have intentionally screwed over other people to make sure that they stayed on top, except for Seth. The reason why the fans cheer and scream and holler for everyone and constantly chant everyone's name at Seth is because they know that at any given time, Seth Rollins will do whatever he has to ensure that he is on top. Have they seen the most dastardly things from Roman Reigns? Sure. But Roman is who he is. He doesn't change so that he can gain new footing on the top of the mountain. He just tightens his grip on the neck of the WWE. And when he feels like it's time to let go, he lets go. When it comes to CM Punk, it's never about control of the audience, control of the company, or control of the industry. It is always simply about proving that he is the best. It's a very simple task. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world, and you can't beat me. With Cody, it's different. It is about the glory. It is about the love of the fans and the people. But it's about giving them what they want, not about taking it and shaping it into your image. But Seth, on the other hand, is selfish. He always has been, and he always will be. And when you are driven by selfishness and blinded by power and corruption, you will always fall flat on your face. It doesn't mean it's going to happen right away. It doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. It means that comeuppance takes time. And if you know anything about Seth Rollins, then you know that he always gets his in the end. And we're not talking about him getting what he feels like he's owed or deserved. Nay. We are talking about him getting what he's put out. And that comeuppance is going to be swift, just not in a sense of time. It will happen when it needs to happen. But if you noticed, today, out in that ring, all the things that Cody Rhodes was saying to him just really didn't ring true to him. And then he told on himself. He told the truth. I don't think that was intentional. I think he got rattled because every time Cody Rhodes' name comes up, the conversation is that Cody is 3-0 on Seth Rollins, and that doesn't feel good to him because he feels like he's better. He's the better of the two. I'm the QB. I'm the guy. You came in and you stole my shine. When that's not necessarily true, is it? That's not necessarily true. He didn't steal it. He took it. And rightfully so. You gave it to him. When you laid on that mat and got pinned 1, 2, 3, You got beaten by a man with one arm that was barely attached to his chest. And we all watched as you brutalized this man, as you beat him to a pulp, and he still fought you with one good arm. And then after the match was over, the next day, you beat him up again because you were too chicken shit to admit that you lost to a one-armed man. And now here we are, years later, and you're still not adult enough to be able to say, look, you were the better man those nights. Nothing wrong with admitting defeat. It's when you wallow in self-pity that puts you in a place of sadness, despair, and desperation. And if you've noticed these last couple of weeks, Seth Rollins hasn't necessarily been his normal self, hasn't been paying attention. He's been extremely focused on that Rolex watch he's been eyeing for weeks. Weeks. For you not to be friends and to wear the watch of a man that you don't care about, that's a new level of diabolical that I never even thought of. Couldn't be me wearing the jewelry of a man I hate. It's just like an ex. He gave you a beautiful ring. You love that ring, right? It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it makes you look pretty. But at the same time, you know what comes with that ring. The baggage is attached to that ring. The ugliness of your relationship is attached to that ring. So you either don't wear it, or you sell it, or give it back. What he does with it is his business. But you said you're a different breed. You're walking around with a watch of a man that not only are you jealous of, but you're angry that you can't beat. It's got to be a constant reminder of your failures. I don't want to know what that feels like. I generally don't. That is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. IDK, he's been a squeaky wheel lately. Don't know if I'd use that idiom correctly. Why they messed up Cody Rhodes pyro tonight? Baby, I don't know. But they said, Cody, we ain't got no pyro today. Okay. We are cutting back. No pyro. Even Cody didn't know they wasn't gonna have no pyro. He was like, well, damn, I ain't got no okay. $2,000 worth of pyro, gone. All right, cool. Y'all could at least say something. Maybe they just aren't ready for that joke. That's crazy. Who just got some money? You heard that? You heard that cha-ching? Mm-hmm. 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 Getting real brand new in these streets. The shine was ripe for the taking. Ooh, 22-0 just doesn't taste good on a fool's gold platter for self. All I'm gonna tell you is Seth Rollins showed his whole card today. And if you were an evil, vindictive person, you could very well capitalize on that. But because Cody Rhodes is playing the titular hero in this story, he won't. But I ain't paid. So I would love to. I think being petty it's healthy. Okay? It puts you in a great state of mind. It makes you feel good about yourself. You gotta love it. Now let's get into the next story that we need to talk about. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. I can't. I can't read today for some reason. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not singing that song. Y'all are messy. Rhea Bloody Ripley kicked off the show today. She decided she was very upset with Asuka for attacking Io Sky last week and also misting her in the face. Now she said that she can take them coming at her, but coming after Io, that's another level of pain and another level of cruelty that she will not accept. So she told Asuka and her Kabuki warrior friend Kyrie to bring their asses out here so they could settle things in the ring because she thought they were going to be adults and settle things in the ring. But apparently, that's not the way Oscar rolls. Now, if you've been on social media these last couple of weeks, then you would have seen the clips from Oscar's YouTube channel with her addressing Rhea Ripley. And she made it very clear. She was like, Rhea, honey, you were very aggressive towards me right out the gate. She was like, what's your problem with me? Huh? What's your problem with me? She was like, listen, if you want to keep winning, you need to learn to control yourself. Oh, no. You're welcome. You're welcome. Not only that, but she trolled Rhea all weekend with different pictures of people being blue. Avatars. And many other pictures. Okay. Baby, the pictures just kept getting worse and worse and worse as time went on. Oh, my computer got an update soon, child. Anyway, I stopped at my job to have a free meal, and I had me 3 adult beverages and came back to unpack, and my room was coming together nicely. Period. I've been at it since 8:30, and I am sweating. You're gonna be all right, baby. Just keep on going, says the lady with the millipede. You know what? Her millipede drawing is pretty fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie. But each week, the millipede gets longer and longer down her face and chest. If you noticed, a few weeks ago, it was just across her face, like on her one half of her face. The week after, it was going across her face and down. And now the millipede is growing down her chest and stomach. Now, cut to this week. Rhea's out there addressing them. Io comes out there. Io is obviously distraught. Okay. We're not going to talk about Io's crying because not everybody can cry on cue. Okay. She was trying to portray being hurt. Okay. So we just gonna leave it at that. And we're not gonna judge that lady. Okay. Any whoosies. She was crying, she was distraught, and she was upset. But she came out there and said, listen, it pains me to admit, Rhea, that you was right about Oscar and Kyrie. However, they are my family. And Rhea was like, I didn't want to be right, but I was hoping that they would change. Child, as they continued to talk, she said, I still love them. Rhea not mad at her. Rhea just telling her, like, look, you got to protect yourself, you got to defend yourself, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't them show up on screen. She was like, Rhea, you are a lost cause. I have nothing to say to you, and you can't say nothing to me to forgive nothing that we got going on. But Kyrie, honey bear, sweetie pie, I still love you. I still want to keep you as my student. I still want you around. You are more than welcome to come around. All you have to do is come back here and apologize to me. All you have to do is come back and apologize. And I will accept you, and you will be back in the family, and we will be the Kabuki Warriors, a family, a team once again. All you gotta do is apologize. Kyrie's learning, she's growing under me. You can learn and grow under me as well. Okay? And if you hadn't been in my team or been at least accepting my help, you would be champion right now. But it's water under the bridge. I will be your friend. I will be there for you. But all you have to do is apologize. Rhea was like, hey, listen, don't listen to that bitch. Don't listen to her. She was like, look, just because they're your family don't mean they can treat you like that. Don't go back to that. Io was having a time. Her mind is broken. She don't know what to do. So here come Oscar and them coming out there. Io said, I need time to figure this out. So Io leaves. Oscar and them come up on from under the apron, come inside the ring, and attack Rhea. They beat her down. Io standing in the middle of there. She don't know what to do. She don't know if she should leave or stay, leave or stay, leave or stay. She said, bam, I'm going. She go back in there. She protects Rhea. And she pulls Oscar off and throws her in the other corner of the ring. Oscar taking off her stuff, look like she ready to fight. Kyrie come in front of her like, listen, don't attack. This is Oscar. We're supposed to be family. Oscar waits till Kyrie dips down low enough, and she missed Io in the face. Io is blindsided and literally blinded by the mysticals. Okay, and baby, they beat the brakes off of Rhea Ripley. When I tell you they beat her arse, they beat her arse. Okay. They beat the hell out of Rhea Ripley. Child, they came in there to save Oscar. Save Io. The producers came in there later, got everybody out of there, and then they went their separate ways. Now in the bike, Rhea was back there. She went up to Io after she was in the back getting her eyes checked out. Finally got most of that mist out of her eyes, and Rhea was like, "Listen. I know that's your family and whatnot, but you can't trust them. Like, you got to protect yourself." She said, I did what I did to protect you, not because I'm trying to cause no more discourse between you and Oscar. And Io was like, listen, I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I went to Pierce and we got a match at Crown Jewel. It's me and you versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now, prior to this, Kyrie tried to go talk to Io. And Io told her to get away from it. And Kyrie said, Io, I need you to listen. She said, you need to apologize to Oscar and then come back. She was like, apologize? She was like, if you apologize, you'll be back in the family. We can be there together. You can come back. I really need you to listen. She said, get away from me, Kyrie. She said, leave me alone. She screamed. Kyrie put the picture in her hand and walked away. And it was a picture of all three of them. And I don't know, babes. I don't know. Now, Rhea Ripley said, listen, I ain't trying to start no shit. But I saw you take that picture from Kyrie Sane, and I saw you talk to her. Now, listen to me. I'm trying to figure out if I can trust you or not. Because if you just gonna turn on me and shit, you might as well do that shit now, ho. Don't wait till I get my hometown and then you join up with them and beat my ass in front of my hometown and my people. Hell no. And Io said, nah, you could trust me. Straight up. She was like, okay, girl. I don't know. Something about it stank. Okay? Something about that stinking in the dank tank. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. She said, I know. I woke up at 9 a.m. and I have been on go since. The way I have so many fucking clothes, baby. Get rid of some of them. You don't need all that shit. Take it to a shelter so people can wear it. I took 3 trips and each trip had several bags of clothes. You need to invest in some suitcases, sir. They got cheap ass suitcases on Amazon and TikTok Shop. Get you some damn suitcases. Got all these goddamn duffel bags. I noticed. I'm curious how long she'll go. I don't know, but that millipede is super. It keeps growing every time. I did get rid of some, and you still got a lot of clothes, sir. Don't buy no more shit. Don't buy no more shit. You don't need no more goddamn clothes. You only got one ass. Hell. I went through and threw out torn clothes and got rid of clothes I don't wear anymore. Mm-hmm. No more boots. I don't think he got a lot of boots. He got a lot of clothes, but he ain't got a lot of boots. But I like to have variety. Mm-mm. 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 No. You only got one ass. You only got one. Now, the only match I didn't see today was this one. Now, am I crazy? Or did this match get cut? Because I might have missed it because I was watching it late and I didn't get to watch it through to see this match. But did this match happen at all? Somebody tell me. Because I didn't see it. I definitely have more than 8 pairs of boots. I can't even be mad at you because I just bought 3. The match didn't get happen. The match didn't get cut. It happened. Raquel won. Okay, I'm glad I didn't watch it. I have no desire to watch Raquel win against Bayley. I have none. I don't care. I did see backstage where Bayley was trying to talk to Lyra and told Lyra, "Hey, are you okay?" Huh. Y'all are weird. If y'all don't like something, there's one thing that you can do. You can stop watching it. Okay. I have no desire to argue with you if you're just gonna spam my comments. I'm just gonna completely ban you from my live and delete your comments forever. So take that as a warning. Take that as a warning. Okay. Okay. It didn't. Raquel defeated Bayley after Roxanne got involved and Bayley got jumped and Lyra came to the rescue. Do I care about that? No, I don't. They're having another match with Lyra and Roxanne next week. I don't want to see that. I feel like you got enough women back there to round robin this shit, and y'all keep leaving them into the same bullshit over and over again. I don't want to watch that. Like, I legit do not want to watch them compete against each other. Make Bayley and Lyra compete against each other. That's something that we haven't done. And you can have Bayley come out as her different versions of herself. One time she her hugger gimmick, the next time she the role model, and then the next time she's an amalgamation of both of them. Like, why are we stuck in this same round robin with these 4 women? Do y'all not have nothing else to do with Judgment Day? I'm sick of it. I got 4 pairs of black ones at different lengths, a few platforms. I have rhinestone ones with the heel, the rhinestone combat ones. I have those green velvet ones. Maybe one day I'll do a tour. But I have so many t-shirts and button-ups and jackets and jeans and shorts. You need to get rid of half of them. Rico's ass need to get rid of some of his shit. Mm-hmm. The lady said on Netflix, if it don't bring you joy, you're supposed to get rid of it. That's what she said. Anyways, Raquel and Bayley, do something else. Do something else, please. Now, this match I did see. I got to see Rusev and Dominic Mysterio go at it. And for once, Dominic Mysterio went at it alone because Judgment Day was like, since you can't, since you can't help your fellow man out, we're not gonna go out there. We'll go out there with you, but we ain't staying out here to help you win. You're gonna be on your own, babes. Retain your championship on your own against this monster. And I will say that he did do that. That man went down there, fought as hard as he could against Rusev. And when he couldn't beat him straight up, he cheated. Now, the first time, it didn't go over too well. He tried to cheat by pulling an Eddie Guerrero, by pretending he got hit and giving him the title. The ref saw him toss the title. I'm like, what were you thinking? Anyway, then Dominic pulled another Eddie Guerrero by blocking the ref off in the corner and low blowing Rusev enough to be able to roll him up and use his tights and got the pin. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty impressive work. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever makes you happy. Rico, that's doing too much. That's really doing too much. You can buy lounge clothes that double as outside clothes, but you got a lot going on. And as much as I'm into clothes and fashion, I don't even do all that. It's too much. Eddie damn show song, you know what I'm saying? And was probably cheering. Anywho, after it was over, because as soon as I come home, I have to change my clothes, change my outside clothes. Rico, that's what a robe is for. That's what lounger clothes are for, which I don't mind. But you don't need like 17 sets of lounger clothes. You only need like 2 or 3. Are you overdoing it? Overconsumption is a thing, trust me. I know all too well. I have some of my clothes I haven't worn in years. And I legit have to think about giving away. But anyways, let's get to the third story on the show. The biggest one. Before we do that, let's get to the match. Los Americanos is facing off against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. Both men are very excited about their future. Dragon Lee has a title shot for the AAA championship. And AJ Styles has a shot at beating John Cena once again. This is happening at Crown Jewel. He thanked the fans for their constant pressure on Cena and the powers that be for giving him this opportunity that he felt, that we felt he was so rightfully deserving of him. They went up against Los Americanos. Los Americanos came out there. You could tell Tyler Bate is one of them. But I don't know who the other guy is. He doesn't have Pete Dunne's walk. Pete Dunne is usually very tan. Not too tan, but he's usually very tan. And he's slightly bow-legged, just slightly. I don't know who he is. But I'm very curious. Anyways, Dragon Lee beat Los Americanos today. It was a good day. We enjoyed that match. It was excellent. Now let's get to the third feud of the night that was taking over our TV screens. All right. I'm certain about Tyler Bate, but I don't think the other dude is Pete. He's too white. Right. It could be Charlie. It could be Charlie Dempsey. That's not a bad idea, Aaliyah. Because Charlie's supposed to be in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Charlie Dempsey makes sense.
Charlie Dempsey makes perfect sense. Aaliyah, girl. Proud of you. Thinking on your feet.
Proud of you.
That was a good call. Now listen. The Usos ain't exactly in the same mindset like you would expect two twins to be. Jimmy is like, what's going on with you? You leaving people to the wayside. You acting like helping other people don't matter. Division is a problem for everybody, not just you. Why are you acting like this? Jay Uso basically told him you wouldn't understand because you ain't never had nothing like I had. He said, I went out there, I took out LA Knight, got the dub, that's it, match over, I'm out. It's all about me. He's like, you want me to help? Nobody was helping me. He said, I'm gonna help myself. He's like, I helped myself get that damn championship. I found it to be very interesting because had it not been for your brother, I don't think he would have got that championship. Your brother, this one, Jimmy, sacrificed himself to push you over the edge so you can get to where you needed to be able to beat Gunther. Because I promise you, if you had all this doubt while you was going into this match and didn't have enough rage from what he did to your brother, you would have lost. And there would be no former world heavyweight champion Jey Uso. It was your brother's sacrifice. He was your keeper. So why are you worried about if you need to help people or not? You need to be more respectful to your brother. The way you talk to him, the way you treat him, is crazy to me. Jimmy's trying to understand why are you emulating Roman and why are you running around spewing the things that Roman says. While Roman may have some valid points in his behavior and what he means by helping everybody else when you ain't getting help, right? To an extent, I understand, but it's about balance. The scales are going to be tipped in Division's favor forever. You need to have as many allies as possible. Jimmy's not lying about that. Roman is always going to be about self-preservation. No matter what happens or what goes on, is he going to protect you? Yeah. Is he going to protect Jimmy? Yeah. Is he going to protect Sammy? Yeah. Solo? Yeah. Why? Because y'all his family. Everybody else who may happen to be affected by his protection, that is residual. That is something that happened after he did what he had to do. It had nothing to do with him actually doing something for someone else. The problem Jimmy is having with this is that you're eating this rhetoric up again and getting yourself caught up in Roman's aura again, and you're right back where you started. About to be taking orders and running plays from Roman. He has no wise man, so there's nobody to keep him grounded and keep things rolling. It's just Roman and you on the road again. Jimmy sees the writing on the wall. The last time that y'all were together, did you achieve greatness? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. No doubt about that. but you also fell very, very hard. And as soon as Roman got the opportunity, he turned on your ass and blamed you for everything. Public humiliation, incessant need to prove your loyalty. Forgotten? I haven't forgotten. It hasn't been that long ago. Jimmy just trying to make you understand that being who you are doesn't mean just because you was at the top and you lost the title don't mean you have to change who you are. You can keep being you. And if being you is seeing somebody in distress and you helping them, that don't make you weak. But if you conflicted about who you help, I can understand. It's not expected for you to help everybody. But if you see somebody getting beat down and they got the same enemy that you have, is the enemy of my enemy my friend? But for you, you're acting like that's your enemy. Now today, it was a tornado tag team match. Excuse me, I couldn't even talk. The 4 men were in the ring and Paul Heyman was out there. Had on a new suit today. Suit was nice. Not gonna lie. Somebody said it was a Jabba the Hutt. It was a Jabba the Haven sign out there with a Jabba the Hutt on there and Paul Heyman's face on it, child. That shit rolled me out, bitch. But anyway, there's a lot going on. Jimmy got put through a table by Brian Breaker. Bronson Reed and Jimmy and Jay and Brian Breaker was doing a lot of damage to each other. But as the match began to progress and things began to shift back into Bronny's favor, the OTC1's music hit and he came back for revenge. You see, Roman Reigns was beaten up at Clash in Paris. He got the W, took out Paul Heyman, but he forgot to clean up one last loose end in Brian Breaker. And because Brian Breaker had basically kicked off how Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker dismantled him at Clash in Paris, he came back with a little equalizer. He came back and took out Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed and destroyed them piece by piece. Now look, as I said, I'm all for a family reunion. The last time that you three got together, Jey Uso made it very clear that he was his own man. He's not about taking orders anymore. Yet as soon as Roman got into his head the last time they talked, he's right back into falling into this place. He's not listening, and he's just hearing Roman right now and regurgitating the things that he says. Now, after the win, he never addressed Jimmy, which was wild. He only addressed Jay. Told him, don't worry about it. It's just about you and us and our family. Nobody else matters. And all you see in the background is Jimmy. Very much not into the bullshit or willing to hear what Roman has to say. I don't see this working out in their favor. Right now, the Brownies got 1 win over the Usos, and the Usos have 1 win over the Brownies. Do I want to see another win, another match between these 4? No. No, I do not. I would rather they just end this shit where it is and leave it at that. But what's going to be very interesting is this one question. Let's say Roman Reigns is on the card for Crown Jewel, which I suspect that he will be. Now, my question is Jey Uso going to have the same sentiments when it comes to Crown Jewel? Is he going to say that it's all about him and he doesn't have to help? Because that's what it's going to sound like. Because at this point, you are telling me that you don't need to help anybody, that it's all about you and it's all about y'all, right? So why would you help Roman? Is he family? Yes, he is, 1,000%. But helping Roman doesn't get you anywhere. That's what you said about LA Knight. But the same thing is true about your homeboy, Roman Reigns. Helping Roman doesn't get you anywhere. So why would you need to help Roman Reigns? in any way, shape, or form. For what? Just saying. You're welcome. We were just at the outer gate of the Coke compound, and he turns around and walks right back in. Walks right back in, child. The look Jimmy had was like, what the fuck? Right. Now look, the card for Crown Jewel has been updated. Crown Jewel comes on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. I can't stress that enough. At 8 a.m. is when Crown Jewel will return to television. This is the graphic for Crown Jewel, which I love. It's so pretty. I love that they are all coming out of the diamond. I think that's really, really cute. And that's the backdrop of all of the Crown Jewel graphics, which I don't know who does their graphics, but their graphics team has been on point for all of their PLEs. They look incredible. Okay. But the first feud we mentioned is Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. And then there was something that we didn't mention. Tiffany Stratton decided to pop her doo-doo lift ass up over on Monday Night Raw today to, basically let Stephanie know that while she respects her, she's gonna beat her at Crown Jewel. And she was like, then you'll know exactly what time it is. And Stephanie was like, huh. She was like, Tiffany, I know that your time is going to be up. And then Tiffany Stratton was like, well, it looks like La Primera is going to learn what it feels like to be number 2. And then she walked away. I hope La Primera wins. I really do. For the sake of our sanity and everything that goes with it, I really need La Primera to win. Because Tiffany seems to think that she's untouchable. And I need that foundation to be shaken, broken, and pulled down. I need it taken care of immediately. You understand? John Cena and AJ Styles match is more of a fan favorite. This is a dream match for everyone that didn't get to see them in their heyday, but they get to see the one last time that John Cena and AJ Styles will probably be in the ring together. Seeing as how John Cena is retiring at the end of this year, and AJ Styles will be officially retiring next year, and that'll be his last fight overseas. So it's going to be a lot going on for AJ Styles and John Cena. Emotionally, this is probably going to be one of their most emotionally driven matches. But the two of them are professionals at their core, so they're going to pull out all the stops. This one is going to be one that you actually want to sit down and watch. It ain't going to be shit like what we saw at WrestlePalooza between him and Brock Lesnar. Moving on, final match that was made today. Kabuki Warriors are facing off against Rhea and Io Sky. And if I know the way I'm looking at this, I feel like Io is going to turn on Rhea, and it's just going to be all three of them beating up on Rhea Ripley. But then the two of them going to fight, and then Rhea finally going to beat that bitch. So, it's the only thing I can think of. But if they keep it like that, and they had them fighting each other, and they don't fight each other, but they end up having to compete to go up against Tiffany for the last champion to be the number 1 contender, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But something about this ain't right. Something about this whole setup ain't right. I don't like it. Tiffany was trying to hit the vintage Pamela Anderson. She missed. I needed demolished like her use of the English language. Ooh, child. Any whoosies. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your Monday Night Raw, and Crown Jewel's match card is shaping up. I feel like there's going to be another match added to this card, so be fair warned. There might be 1 or 2 matches added to this card, but I will say this. There is one more thing to Monday Night Raw that you could have missed. Becky Lynch attacked Maxine today. This leads to Becky Lynch versus Maxine next week. Maxine has made it very clear to Adam Pearce that she's been training. She's ready. She wants to be challenged. She wants to get out there and wrestle. She wants to be a part of the weekly Get Out. And Adam said, when I find something for you, I promise you I'll get you out there. It looks like it found her. Becky Lynch decided to come up and make fun of Maxine for some reason. And Maxine got out her ass real quick because she called Maxine a loser. And Maxine was like, yes, everyone says that you're the greatest of all time, except for when you faced off against AJ Lee. That was real easy. You know, AJ Lee just basically wrapped around you and made you tap out, bitch. So don't that make you a fucking loser? Akira started laughing and she punched Akira in the face. Instead of Maxine just hitting that bitch, which I do not understand. Like, if that's your homeboy, right? That's your homeboy. Because if it was me and I'm standing there and one of my homeboys, especially if you hit my husband, like, there's a lot of things I tolerate. There are a lot of things that I will tolerate. You could do whatever you want to do, but two things I'm not going to tolerate. Don't fucking spit on me. And don't say nothing crazy to my husband and don't touch my husband. You do that, we can argue back and forth, we can holler back and forth. But the moment a piece of spit falls, that's your ass. If you touch my husband, I'm putting you in a box. That's just facts. Okay? Maxine is better than me. Because if one of my homeboys is getting punched in the face by a woman in my face, I'm going to defend them. Yeah, it's up at this point. It's up at that point. Like, are you fucking crazy? In my face? No. Anybody I fuck with hard like that? Nah. Don, Rico, you are not. Marjorie, you not hitting none of them in my face. Hiram, you not hitting none of them in my face. If I'm there and you punch one of my homeboys in their face, expect to get punched back from me. I'm hitting you in your shit. I'm rocking it. Okay? There is no way. Now, Maxine stood there and got in her face and was like, you leave Tozawa out of this. He has nothing to do with it. What the hell is wrong with you? Fuck all of that. You should have whooped her ass. Because the moment you turned your back, the bitch came back and attacked you. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You can't trust these hoes. You can't trust them. You should have whooped her ass. You should have laid her ass out. Then she went over there and talked to Seth. Seth's ass was standing there the whole motherfucking time his wife was acting a damn fool. That's why she be going out there wilding out. Because he don't be taking care of her. He don't hold of conviction or nothing. He don't get her together. He just let her run wild all over the goddamn place. And he should have been tearing her ass up. But he's standing there staring at that damn watch. You ever seen Family Guy when Meg be sitting in the dark and she got on Brian's dog collar? You remember that shit? And she just twisting the damn tag on his dog collar? That's how he being over that damn Rolex. He very obsessive. It's very scary. Okay? But listen. So next week, it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Maxine. I think it's a regular match. I don't think the titles are involved. We also get another repeat match of Lyra versus Roxanne. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. I don't care. So I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm not even going to front. Hello. So look. That is Monday Night Raw. Okay? And y'all know Rusev's going to be running around tearing up shit because Dominic Mysterio done low blowed the man and ran. So it's about to be on to the break of dawn, honey. Okay? Now look. Crown Jewel is October 11th, like I said. That is on a Saturday. And we got a couple of matches scheduled now, but they probably might add one or two matches towards the end. We went over this before, but we got Seth and Cody. We got Tiffany and Stephanie. We've got John and AJ. And now we have the Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea and Io. All right. On the next night, on Sunday, we have Bound for Glory. Okay. Bound for Glory is October 12th. And usually you can watch this on two different places. You can watch it on Triller, the app Triller, or you can watch it on TNA's app. You can buy Bound for Glory. Now, Bound for Glory is their big year-end show, which is why they have their Hall of Fame happening at Bound for Glory. So it's like their version of WrestleMania. Slammiversary would be their version of SummerSlam, and Bound for Glory is their version of WrestleMania. Okay, so Bound for Glory is happening on October 12th, and the titles are on the line. Okay, you've got this one final tables match between the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys are the current champions. Okay, but the Hardy Boys also have another title shot coming up before Bound for Glory's one final table match. And I'll get to that in a minute. Because right now, the big match is the TNA World Championship. Trick Williams versus Mike Santana. And they will be facing off for this TNA World Championship match. And it's going to be a doozy, okay? Because he was able to keep the title. So he's definitely going to face off against Mike Santana. Then you got the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match, okay? In this match, if you win, you get the challenge for whatever championship you want. If I recall, Jordan Grace has won it before, Moose has won it before, and several other TNA wrestlers have won it. And it's really turned into something pretty cool when you actually get to watch how they use that, which I know WWE gonna steal it if they buy TNA. But anyways, now we have a hardcore war match that's on the card. And this is Order 4, which is a dope ass name for a group, by the way. Order 4 versus the System. Okay. Order 4 has Agent Zero, and they also have on the other side, you've got Eddie, you've got from Fandango, but his name is something else. JD. I think he goes by JD in NXT. I mean TNA, I don't know. And then you got oh god damn it. You got Moose and you got somebody. I can't remember. I don't want nobody getting on my nerves. I can't remember his name. Dirty Dango is his name. Okay. Who should take the title from Becky, and should it be at Raw or at a pay-per-view? Brian Myers. I couldn't think of that man's name for nothing. God damn. Honestly, anybody could take that title off for Becky right now. She ain't doing shit with it. It's not elevated because she got it. And nobody's challenging her for it. She haven't defended that damn championship since she went up against what's her face? What the hell is that whole name? Nikki Bella. That was the last time she defended it. She don't need it. She can drop it to anybody. Then the newly crowned TNA Knockouts champion, Kaylani Jordan, is facing off against Indy Hartwell. This match was predetermined before Kaylani got the title, and it was only because Dana Brooke, aka Ash by Elegance, had to relinquish the title. I believe it's due to injury, and she's going to be out for the foreseeable future indefinitely. And they had a title, they had a battle royal at Victory Road. Kaylani was the only NXT participant in that match. She outlasted everyone, and her and Lei Ying Lee fought it out, and she beat Lei Ying Lee. I can't say that lady's name. She beat Lei Ying for the title, and she became the new TNA Knockouts champion. Indy Hartwell was the special guest referee. She called it down the middle, and she just could not believe that Lei Ying lost that match. But she did. Final match for Bound for Glory and the TNA X Division Championship is Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. These two are going to go at it. If anything on this card doesn't excite you, this should excite you. These two are equally yoked in just about everything that they do. Now, they have gone down different paths. Okay, Leon Slater has been pretty much everywhere. I believe he was in New Japan. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct me when they hear this. But I believe he was in Japan. He was wrestling overseas, obviously. Javon Evans has been wrestling since he was 13 years old. These two men have some of the best high-flying acrobatic ability in the ring. There are very few wrestlers who can do what they do in the ring. So this is going to be a spectacle. This is going to be an instant classic. And this is going to be a must watch. If you don't buy this pay-per-view for anything else, buy it to watch this, my guy. Okay? because this is going to be fire. After Leon Slater beat Myron Reed this past week or last week in Victory Road, he was met with a video package from Javon Evans, and Javon said that he got next. So Javon is going to challenge Leon Slater at Bound for Glory, and that's going to be so much fun. All right. So there's that. Now, in between that time, if you're an AEW guy or a girl, Full Gear is coming in November on the 22nd, but there's something else. Hold on. That I must mention. First, I gotta find it. Yeah. Okay. We got a few more things to mention, and then I'll be out your hair. So hold tight, ladies and gentlemen. On Wednesday, we're going to discuss a few things, okay? We're going to have an interesting conversation, okay? Meow. So glad you patiently waited. We love that. Thank you. AEW's Blood and Guts is coming to Dynamite. This is their TV special that they put on annually. And instead of it being involving men, this is going to involve the women. So this is going to be Thekla. It's going to be Sky Blue. And you're going to have, what's the other girl? Julia Hart on one side. And you'll have Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata. And of course, they will pick their partner to go up against. They may even add a fourth on each side. I'm not sure. But Blood and Guts is happening. And if Toni Storm was smart, she would join up with Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata in them and get her ass in that match because they need her to boost it and make it even bigger. This is Blood and Guts, baby. And we know Toni loves to bleed just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Now, AEW is having that. Let me see if they got one more PLE for October. Oh, let me see. Double or Nothing, Grand Slam Mexico, All Out. Wrestle Dream. Okay. Woo! Okay, AEW's Wrestle Dream will take place in the Chaffetz Arena in St. Louis, Missouri. Let me show y'all the logo for Wrestle Dream. This is going to be on October 18th, I think. Let me double check. Yes. AEW will be in St. Louis, Missouri on October 18th, and this is where Wrestle Dream will take place. For now, the match card has not been determined for Wrestle Dream, but this is the PLE that they're going to be putting on in October. So you will have Wrestle Dream on the 18th. You will have Crown Jewel on the 11th, and you will have Bound for Glory on the 12th. All of this is happening in a similar week. Okay, it's a lot going on. All right, and if you're a wrestling fan, your head's got to be on a swivel. It's just going everywhere. Also, they have been releasing Wrestle Dream matches on their channel if you want to watch. There you go. So, y'all can check all of that out. We got a lot to look forward to. One more thing we must discuss. One more thing we must talk about. is while Blood and Guts is happening on October 7th, WWE's Invasion with TNA and NXT is also happening on October 7th. So Blood and Guts is a regular program that AEW has. And of course, Invasion is the new program that TNA and NXT have. And this is supposed to happen on October 7th. Both shows are going to air their shows on the same time, on the same day. It's going to be a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Anywhoosies, listen. You watch whichever one you want. You know what I'm saying? I might have my husband, I might ask him real nicely. I might have to ask real nice. If I can put Blood and Guts on the monitor so I can watch Invasion on the TV, I need to see both. I want to see the first ever women's Blood and Guts match. If we had picture in the picture on this TV, I would do that. But they don't love us like that. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But on Wednesday, we will discuss the following topics. Yeah, Bad Bunny, friend to WWE, obviously, and one of the biggest artists in the world, has gotten the privilege to be able to play the Super Bowl this year. He is going to be your halftime act, and it's going to be a fun time. A lot of people are all up in their feelings about it, but we're going to talk about this on Wednesday. So don't worry about it, okay? Don't you worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about it. We also going to talk about this little nugget of information. Israel being upset with WWE because NXT versus TNA have a show named Invasion on October 7th. I'm going to explain why Israel is upset and why I don't give a fuck. Okay? I will say I understand, but at the same time, no one is putting those two things together. Only you are. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about a lot of other things that has to do with wrestling and not do with wrestling. But WWE is currently filming for their Unreal season 2, and it is said that they're going to put in the way that the cash in came about, and they're going to have a couple of other subjects covered in this WWE Unreal for season 2. And I'm very, very curious about it because if they're covering Seth's cash in and like his whole fucking just basically he dead ass hoodwinked and swindled us all. I'm very curious about it, and I really, 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 really want to see how they were able to pull that shit off with nobody knowing that what he was saying was not true. So that part I love. We'll talk about that. And finally, we're going to talk about how Electronic Arts, which is also known as EA Sports, has been acquired by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, and the private equity firm behind Endeavor, which includes control over TKO, Silver Lake. They all have conspired to buy Electronic Arts. They're going to use that money to do other things. Take a guess at what they're going to be doing. All this and more coming Wednesday. We'll have a nice little conversation. And you guys make sure you keep your asses tuned to my channel because we're going to finish up Becky's book eventually. I know I'm late and tired on Becky's book. I know. I'm sorry. But after a while, I can only listen to so much. But I'm going to finish it up and finish doing the review of it. I did finish reading it. Sometimes I like to go back to make sure I have my notes correctly. I don't want to talk off the cuff about a book that I haven't, looked at for a while. So apologies if I haven't gotten out the rest of it and you guys want to hear the rest of it. It is coming. However, what you need to be excited about is Wrestle Eats. It's going to be a good time. Me and the Hubs are going to be working on getting this stuff filmed within the next 2 weeks, babe. We're going to film it. Okay, cool. So JJ's going to help me We're going to determine the format for the filming or what I want to do, how I want it to look. And I'm going to make sure that you guys really enjoy this. I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to make the pizzas and everything. And then since nobody has any questions for me, I'm just going to go somewhere and have one of them generators generate a bunch of questions that they want to ask. Whatever the questions are, I will answer. Because I put it out there. I said, hey, if you have questions for me, let me know. Nobody says anything. Crickets. I get nothing. Don't get mad at me if I don't answer a question that you wanted me to ask in the video. Because I asked. It is up on the community tabs. You can always, always, always put a question over there underneath that post for Wrestle Eats. Just give me a question or a couple of questions, whatever you want. But I'm not going to answer anything if you don't give me nothing. So, poo-poo on you. Anyway, make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe, okay? Follow me on all my socials. They are always scrolling at the bottom. And if you want to support the channel, there are 2 ways that you can do it. You can always subscribe, like, share. All of that is encompassing, which is why it's all one way. Or you can support financially or monetarily, however you want to take it. It's how I can take it. The Cash App is always at the bottom where you can send your support. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not busy and you don't have nothing to do, come on over to Down for the Count. You can look at the bottom and check us out on Down for the Count. All of our episodes are up there, past, present, and of course, in the very future. And if you like listening about other topics besides just wrestling, because you don't want to be bored, and I understand, because if you're just consuming wrestling, where is your life? Please go get one. Go listen to the stuff I want to talk about podcasts. We cover a lot of things over there. My friend Alexis and I, we talked about a bunch of different stuff, but we covered that rapture bullshit that was all over TikTok and all over the internet. Y'all are weird. And none of y'all read y'all Bible. I want y'all to understand that. Because the Bible never said it was coming between September 24th and the 25th. Nobody said that. Who lied to you? You lied to yourself. Y'all gave away all y'all shit for nothing. Weird. The Bible clearly states when God is coming back, nobody knows. It clearly says that. What is wrong with y'all? This week, I'm going to put up our podcast, the rest of the podcast, where we're talking about true crime, and we were talking about paranormal activity and how people are exploiting that for money. It's a multi-billion-dollar business on social media and, of course, in TV and entertainment. We're going to talk about all of that, so make sure you continue to lock in to the stuff I want to talk about podcast. It is available everywhere, okay? And you can always follow my regular Instagram and my regular YouTube, and that is where I post not only the stuff I want to talk about Instagram, or rather podcast over there on YouTube, but I also post nail tutorials and all types of stuff on how to remove nails. I'm getting ready to do another set that I'm going to film for you guys. So all kind of stuff is coming down the pike on all of my socials that you guys follow. Okay? So make sure you keep yourself up to date. All right? If you want to learn how to cook some things, look for Wrestle Eats. Wrestle Eats is coming. If you have specific recipes you want me to try, I will definitely try them out for you. Or if you have a recipe on my socials that you've seen and you're like, hey, Tiffany, you cooked this once. Can you cook this on Wrestle Eats? I got you. Just shoot me a little DM. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And make sure you cash me the money for the stuff. Don't be rude asking me to do shit and don't want to help. That's disrespectful. I'm kidding. But if you send a donation, I'm not sending it back. A donation is just that, a donation. Okay? Anyways, don't forget to look out for Wrestle Eats. Is coming in October. And I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking around. And as usual, don't forget that we have merch. And there's new merch coming. Because some of my people, my supporters and followers gave me a really good idea. And I'm about to go get some new merch made. I can't wait. I can't wait. No take backs. Tell them, Aaliyah, no take backs. I can't wait because there's new merch coming down the pike. But listen, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. I love you bunches. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.